Welcome to the podcast for the sisters and bros. It will make you laugh from your head to your toes. Talking about their lives, from the highs to the lows. And the name of the title goes, The Sloppy Joes.
Welcome everyone to the Sloppy Joes podcast and a happy Friday with the regular team here as always. Joe Smith, how are you, mate?
I'm lovely, thank you, Joe.
Good. Ethan James is still in the corner.
Hi Ethan, you okay?
Oh, this is the greatest day.
What do you mean? Why?
Just being here, back again. Pens at work. I'm loving
full
it.
of shit.
And Dom's in the middle of us, by the way.
Dom's back.
A few episodes he's been missing.
Have I?
Well,
You do
last
this.
week.
You do this, Dom.
I
Yeah.
go away, I have to recharge and come back. I have to get back to my full of beans state, you know.
And
Is this a good American accent, by the way? I'm a billionaire. I like fun. I like fun a lot.
not
No,
bad.
it's not
Why?
bad.
Are you auditioning for something soon?
Yeah.
What is it? And a rich billionaire?
Well, no, the word is a riff on billionaire, but I can't actually say the word because obviously it will give away the script that I'm
Millionaire.
auditioning for. Well, it's like billionaire and it's like millionaire, but it's
Trillionaire.
neither. It's not trillionaire either.
Is it a show about
It's something in
shortcake?
air. It's something in air.
Is it?
Something's in the air.
I'm a something air. What are you looking at?
I'm looking directly
Not this again.
at your I am looking.
You're back for 1 minute and already you're doing the whole Joe. What are you looking at? thing.
So-
It's my thing.
Right, let's.
What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, I want
What
to
do you
take
want
this
from me?
minute by minute, piece by piece.
What?
Why weren't you here for last week's episode? Because
I was in Brussels,
I
okay?
don't know. That could be a positive.
All right,
can be
I
a
was
positive
in
thing.
Brussels.
Well, yeah.
And
Yeah.
how come? I mean, what you like to do is you like to pretend that no one cares about you.
No, I don't pretend. I don't think anyone would go around pretending that.
But
they
then
think,
what you do is then just disappear.
what I think is I believe that no one cares about me.
So-
I think it's different. I won't go around. Oh, what I'll do today is pretend. I'll play pretend like I'm in the schoolyard that no one likes me.
So why did you just disappear to Brussels?
What do you mean? Why did I disappear? I had
Well,
a holiday.
I
I had
was
a
it?
holiday booked in. Well, a study trip. A study trip.
Oh,
So
here we
you
go.
went with your uni team, didn't you?
My uni group, yes.
Squad.
Not my group, but a group of people from the university.
Yeah.
And they were far-flung in their educational studies, from psychology to journalism to photography to...
Do you know all these because of your class, or
I
did they invite you?
don't know any of them.
How did you know of said trip?
Well, it was advertised on the in-house email, and I responded to said in-house email.
The intranet.
And I wouldn't have paid for it. I said, can I come for free? Because I have certain conditions. And in this climate, people go, yeah, he's got certain conditions, let him go for free.
You'd help with the quota.
When you say certain
Yeah.
conditions, do you mean as in like medical conditions, or I will come under these strict conditions?
I'm mentally unstable, and also I'm from a socioeconomic bad background. So they go, oh, yeah, okay, you can go.
So
got a
basically,
fucking
you kind of
freebie.
like, which is interesting because actually no, let's not get into
Let's
that.
not get into that. Let's not get into the weeds there. shall we?
No, let's not get into the weeds. So you kind of almost not scammed your way in, but
No, I
kind
didn't
of
scam. Something was offered, and I said yes, and they offered that to me.
after you requested it.
I didn't request it.
Oh.
They said you can apply through this means if you
Oh,
are
okay.
this
Oh,
kind
that's
of
great.
person, and I applied through this means
that's
because I'm that kind of
That's
person.
nice that option is available, isn't it?
It is very
So you
nice.
Set sail to ruddy old Brussels.
And
sailed
did
there?
I take full opportunity? Did I take full advantage of the opportunity and make the most of it? No. Would I have done it differently if I went again? No.
What happened?
Well, I was planning to get paid from my advert last Friday, and I
Yeah.
was going last Monday, and
Was that the
I
idea?
wasn't paid last Friday.
Why?
And I wasn't paid on Monday, and I wasn't paid on Wednesday.
What about Tuesday and Thursday?
I've been paid today,
Have you?
but also with the payment.
He's in a weird mood.
Yin and yang. There's all balance in the universe, isn't there? So I got
Yeah.
paid some of the money from the advert, but in the text from my agent, it was, "Here are the funds. Sorry about the delay. Also, you've been cut from the advert."
Giveth and taketh.
The Lord giveth and the Lord
Why have you been
taketh
caught?
away. I don't know, probably because I've got a weird shaped head. But that other bald person, and I smelled something funny on the day, because the other bald person who's tall and a model, aren't we all? he did the same scenes as I did, and he was like, "Oh, Dom, let him do the scene now. You sit out." I was like,
Did you then?
Interesting how they've got two bald people who are on different sides of the spectrum of baldness.
He's got
like
your money.
Laurel and Hardy of the bald sphere, and there's me thinking we would be equals, Laurel and Hardy in the scenes.
Yeah.
But no. There was favouritism in the KFC
So it's not
advert. And yes, I can say it now, it's the KFC advert because I'm not in it. So if you see a ritual shit with a big chicken in the middle, actually...
They have paid you, so you probably shouldn't be too harsh.
Pay me a little bit. Pay me the shooting fee. Not me going around shooting people. The filming.
Little do they know.
So let's go back to Brussels, please.
All right.
Because we've skipped a little bit. You all meet at the airport, yeah? Are you?
No.
What?
Me in Manchester Piccadilly.
Oh, crikey.
What time?
8:30 in the morning.
Okay, not too bad.
Do you do any...
Peak time, though. Peak time.
You're very busy. Do you do any ways of introducing yourself to one another?
No, I just
Did you
turned
know
up.
anyone going?
No, but I turned up in the morning and I got my Pret, and I got a Pret sandwich, I think.
What'd you
I can't
get?
remember. One of those beurre jambon.
What's that?
The butter pickle bread.
Pickle bread.
And there was a group of 3 strange-looking emos, so I thought they must be them, because there was one in the chat called Evie who kept talking and kept doing those kind of, the face with the colon and the 3, like a bunny.
Yeah.
So you're in a WhatsApp group with these people?
Yeah, they made Brussels 2025 WhatsApp group. And
Would you send any funny gifts now?
No, I was very tempted.
To see what their reaction is?
No, the minute we landed off the train back at Manchester, I left the group.
This is so fucking... Did you go with any intention to make an effort with these people?
I'm 33 years old, Joe.
You wanted to go on this trip?
Yes, and I had a nice time walking around the streets of Brussels.
So,
friends
did they say to anyone go, "Hi, what's your name"?
No, because I don't know how I come across to 20-year-old students.
I think you do.
Yes, slightly creepy. Yes,
yeah.
I'm very
creepy.
conscientious about how I come across to these students. I don't want to be a creep, because when I went to university originally, when I was 20-year-old, there was a 30-year-old blonde woman there who played spin the bottle with me, and I got off with her in the kitchen. And I don't want to be that man who goes to student parties and plays spin the bottle with vulnerable young people and gets off with them in the kitchen and watches the Obama inauguration in the bar.
I don't think that will happen again.
But it could, and I don't want to be that person.
He's run his 2 terms.
Well, he could. So the way it's going, Joe, he could go back
these days.
He could go back for a 3rd term, couldn't he? There could be an insurrection where Obama comes back with a big army, and takes over.
Barmy army.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you fly to Brussels.
No, we're on the train. I keep saying this.
So you fly to the train.
Hold on. So you're getting the train to Brussels?
We're getting the train to Brussels.
Oh,
not from Piccadilly.
Now. How long is that?
Well, I've been saying that for a long time.
I thought you were getting confused.
No, we went on a train to Brussels.
Why didn't you fly?
We went on the train to London first.
Why didn't you fly?
Joe, because people are concerned about the economy these days, even though those rich Americans went to space the other day.
Surely it wasn't that much cheaper than flying.
It was £6,000 or something for 30 of us to get on the train. And there was a big kerfuffle on the train because I sat down. They said there was one of the lecturers, God bless her, actually not God bless her, she was a mess.
No.
And we got on the train and we sat down and they said your seats are from like 22 to 74 or something. So I was like, okay, so sit down. I took the one that was available on the 4 seats, and on the thing it was like unavailable, booked from Manchester Piccadilly. So the other kids were like, in their less wisdom, their naivete, they thought, oh, there must be a mistake for the train company, we'll sit on this big table as well. I knew I was in the clear, regardless of what happened.
You've got the one seat that is booked.
But this man comes on with black hair and he looks like Simon Cowell, but very tight shirt. He was probably in his 40s, and his blonde woman was with him.
Not the woman from the Obama inauguration.
No, presumably they were in...
Bottles in hand.
She would be in her 40s by now.
Who was that?
Who snubbed you at the Obama inauguration?
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, she'll be in her 40s now.
Exactly.
It could be Amanda Holden if it's Simon Cowell.
Was it Simon Cowell and Amanda Holden by any chance?
It could have been. It could have been Simon Cowell and Amanda Holden from like Bargain Bin.
Yes.
or Poundland, or what's that other one that sells?
H&M?
No, there's one that sells banana bread. What's that good banana bread?
Way off the mark.
H&M's home
Have you
bargains.
had?
H&M is a clothes shop.
Have you had banana?
Oh, what am I thinking of? Home bargains. Sorry.
B&M.
B&M.
Yeah.
Have you
Also
had-
home bargains.
Yeah,
Have you had malt loaf that's banana bread flavour?
Yes.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I might stay alive for that. So we're on the train,
So
and this
a man
man
holding
comes,
a
and
cow
she was
gets
like, "You're sitting on our seats."
How did they approach it? Did they do
said-
it in a nice way?
He said, "Oh, those are our seats."
Brilliant.
Okay, great. In my situation, if someone said those are my seats, I'd go, "Oh, sorry about that. Get up, leave." No, they sat there and goes, "Oh, but the lecturer said these are our seats." Okay, then the man's visibly getting annoyed now, instantaneously.
There's another button from his shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll just
He
stay
hoists his
silent.
trousers up
I'm not
even
going to
higher.
I'm going to tell anyone what to do. I'll just stay silent. So he's like, "I got my ticket.
Yeah.
Can you show me your ticket?"
Brilliant. He's won.
No, at that point you go, fair enough, you got a ticket, I've got a ticket, I'm running away. No, they stay seated. Like, okay, don't talk to me, you have to talk to my lecturer because they've got the tickets. So this guy's like, "You get up because these are my tickets, I've got the tickets, show me your tickets, show me your tickets, show me your tickets."
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Are you loving this? Or
yes,
are you
I
hating
am,
it?
yes.
Because I hate this.
I want there to be a fight, obviously.
Right. You want
What a start to the
Holden to
trip.
glass one of your schools.
I want someone to be injured.
Yeah.
For my entertainment.
What's the most brutal injury you'd like?
I'd like him just to hit one of the girls suddenly.
Oof.
Wow.
Because that would be
That felt
bananas.
wrong, actually.
Awful thing
Do
to
you know
hear.
what? I think we should.
I didn't say I would hit them.
No.
I'd say that would be
You
the
wanted it,
Yeah,
Yeah, because
which is
that,
worse.
Because that would be extreme. And then that would be more entertaining than the whole Brussels trip.
What is Holden doing during all this?
She's calming him down.
Okay.
She's not looking embarrassed though.
No, she's seen.
But
all
he's
before.
really angry. And I think if he's that angry about a seat, what's he like at home?
Yeah.
Did you
Why are you
ask?
laughing at that?
Did you ask that?
That's
you
terrifying.
were dreaming of him punching one of your uni mates.
I wouldn't be past him, I don't think.
I won't call them mates either.
No, there was.
You- I
She
mean,
was
no,
called
there's some-
Ruby, and I
there's some
found her
names.
attractive first. But then she stayed next to this attractive tutor the whole trip.
Keep an eye on that
Sat
one.
next to him, went around with him. What's going on there?
Keep an eye on that one.
Right, Don, we're still on the train. This is one of your stories where you don't want to tell us, but somehow, when you do tell us, it's long.
Oh, what do you want me to say? I ended up in a room with 7 lads,
Yeah, now
Now
we're
we're
talking.
and I had to tell them.
Lagers, Belgian lagers.
I had to tell them about my mask situation.
Yes, the funky one that you wear for sex.
Yeah, so when they were getting out their lagers and their wines
Daddy
and their,
Bane.
their Tinder, I was getting out my big box of something that keeps me alive in the night.
Now, did they all want to go? I'd love a blast.
No, they didn't want to go.
I'd love a go.
A go?
I'd love
yeah, but
a
it's
go.
all crusted with my phlegm.
Okay.
Next.
Why don't you clean it, Dom?
I think I got a UTI off that, actually.
Why don't you clean it?
Well, I do sometimes.
No, but clean it more often.
Well, it's if the mood takes me.
Can you put it in the dishwasher?
I'm not asking what your current routine is. I'm asking what's stopping you from cleaning it more often.
Well, because there's no such cleaner that specifically cleans the mask, so I have to use a Dove soap bar.
Well, surely something
Oh,
like
you-
And then when I put the mask on, it smells
surely
like Dove
something
soap
like
bar.
a surgical grade spray and maybe a toothbrush.
Surgical grade spray?
Yes.
Where's surgical grade spray
I
from?
would Google that phrase and see if anything comes up.
Just Dettol the bad boy.
Maybe I could get some forceps and
Or just some wipes.
Or bleach.
wipe.
Antibacterial wipes.
a wipe, eh?
Might be
Wipe.
good.
What are these wipes you're
You're
talking
gonna
about?
get like
Did
But anyway, most of them got robbed,
what?
and I
Dubai.
didn't get robbed.
Oh, so
Right.
you
They
were the
robbed.
robber.
You're the robber.
They robbed my earphone charger cable, and I made it quite apparent that I was walking around the room looking in their bunk beds to see if they robbed it. I was that guy.
Were they playing with
But
you a little bit? Were you
I
like-
found it behind my pillow at the end of the stay, so I felt a bit guilty about that.
Did you apologise?
No, of course not. And they came back at like 5 in the morning, and I said, "Can you shut the fuck up?" Because they were like,
What way did you
they
say
were like
politely?
an hour pissing about at 5 in the morning after the club. And I said, "Can you shut the fuck up?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, mate, he was mugged." I was like, "Yeah, but how long do you have to talk about being mugged for?"
Probably an hour at least.
Oh, big time.
But it transpires that him being mugged was a Brussels guy just going, "Give me your phone." He was like, "All right."
You've got almost an hour out of him being mugged on this podcast.
Yeah, and then I had a date.
In Brussels?
Yeah, but they had a thing on the Brussels Tinder where it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Brilliant. This sounds great.
No, but it was a
What, threesomes only?
no, a double date app where two women come
Oh,
to the bar and you should bring someone with you.
Wow.
what the fuck?
But I didn't bring someone with me.
Well, you thought you were enough.
So you just had two ladies there rock up?
Well, yeah, but they were more attractive than I'd ever been used to, so I didn't really know what to do and I ran away.
Oh my God. What
But I ran away and I had chips.
Oh, great. Well, now I'm back on
But
side.
Belgian chips with mayonnaise.
Because you rang me earlier in the day. We spoke that morning, do you remember?
Yeah,
Or that
I was
afternoon.
eating a big bowl of cassoulet that cost €30.
Yeah.
What's cassoulet?
It's like a sort of bean and meat stew with a crispy grilled top. It looks unbelievable.
€30.
30. Do you know
You're not saying words.
which is the country that waiters are notoriously take a long time to serve you?
I don't know.
Well, it might as well be Belgium.
Right.
Because I went to this restaurant. I said, can I sit outside? He was like, yeah. Do you know, guesstimate how long it took him to come out and get my order?
I don't know.
6 or 7 minutes?
45 minutes.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, actually.
Well, just from you sitting down to him just asking what you
So
want.
I think after 20 minutes, that's on you. It's on you.
No, because 20 minutes went past. I was like, okay, I'm having a nice time. The olives are gone now. The bread's gone now.
Yeah.
He did have the courtesy to bring me bread and olives. And I was having a nice time looking at the church. I sent you a picture.
Yeah, you did look lovely.
People watching. Quite a few scary people. And I was like, I'm enjoying this. I look like possibly I'm an interesting person outside having some olives and food. And by 25 minutes, the olives are gone. The bread's gone. I'm thinking, maybe it's rude for me to get up and say something because this might just be the custom here. But when it got to 40 minutes, I was a bit peeved. But
So did he come out though eventually?
no, I had to get up and look through the door. And
Did he just
said
forgot
someone
Forgot
else.
about you, hadn't he?
He forgot about you.
Yeah, he
didn't
forgot. Yeah,
And how quick was then the food afterwards?
about another 20 minutes. I was there for about 2 hours for one meal.
It looked fantastic.
But it was nice.
Yeah, I bagged it up and had it later in the room, which stunk
Oh my God, you're
because
the
it was
worst.
duck leg,
worst.
sausage.
So you
I think
took that into
chicken
a communal
skin.
room?
Yeah, I heated it up in the microwave.
Oh my God, no.
Vile, man.
You're
And then
vile.
I ate
surprised
half
you
of it. Couldn't eat much more of it because it was just bean mush. And I chucked in the communal bin.
Oh, dog.
I was like, fuck you.
Why?
Why?
Because these people need no why.
Morning, and disturbed my sleep.
There's 7 of them all having a great night out. And you went, fuck, you just loved your dirty soup in the bin.
Oh, it's so funny. It just
So then-
it stank in that bin.
It smells so bad.
Yeah, it was awful. Because
So-
it's like gelatinous skin in this stew. I don't
Oh,
know what it
fucking
was. I don't know what it was. I think they just taken the piss and put it in there.
So the 2 girls turned up for a date with you.
Yeah, they were like Europeanly
Did they know-
really good looking though.
Did they spot you?
They matched with me on Tinder.
No, but
they
did
know
they
you-
spot you in the
did they-
restaurant?
Yeah, I got a beer, but there was a kind of a language barrier if they were speaking French or what's it, Dutch,
Flemish.
and I couldn't speak French or Dutch.
So then you just backdoored it?
I didn't backdoor them.
No, that's not what that means. He means so you just left.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, wait, can you tell me how you left? Did you lag it?
No, I got up and
Bummed him
left.
and went.
But I'm kind of used to that now. Like the relationship here in Seoul Kimchi, I got up and left.
You need
So
to
I'm
stop
quite
doing
good at
that.
I'm quite good at just
No, it's not-
going
that's-
like this, looking at them and going,
That's not something to be
Do you
good
not
at.
even say bye?
It's really
No.
rude, that.
yeah, but I'll never see them again.
No, but the rudeness isn't whether it affects you, it's whether it affects someone else.
But I
That's
don't-
what being selfish is.
But I think I am selfish.
Yes. You're
Ain't-
being selfish by doing that. And by not doing that,
But
you could be
I've
less
come to the
selfish.
point in my life, Joe, where I can either there's a dragon in Skyrim,
There we go.
and a quote of his is something like, "Is it nobler to be born bad and overcome that, or to be born good?" Something like this. It's better written than that. But I was thinking maybe I should accept being bad.
So you're going with the opposite to what he said then.
So you're like a bad boy.
Is it more noble to be born good and overcome it and be bad, which no one's trying to do, or to just be born bad, which is presumably what you think you are?
I think I'm just going to accept that I'm an arsehole.
Okay.
Because it's making me mentally unwell trying to be good.
So don't get moody in the comments when people call you an arsehole.
But they're right.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
I'm moody when they're right and I'm being miserable and they go, oh, can Dom stop going on about how miserable he is? Because that annoys me because they're right.
Yeah.
So you had good chips?
Very good chips. They were brilliant.
Were they?
Yeah, very
Well, they were
good.
invented, of course, in Belgium.
Yeah, but they fry them in like beef tallow. Oh, so fucking
Do they?
good.
Some good
Really
chippies round
good.
here do that, you know.
Like €5 though. That's not bad.
Not bad for a big point. Well,
Really
maybe not
good.
Big, but
And then I went to a pizza place and then went to a Korean place. And I was just walking around doing like 40,000 steps a day. It was very good.
was there any activities built in within the trip? Did they do anything like a museum?
Yeah,
tour?
they went to a migration museum.
Okay, did you not go?
I did go. I turned up. And then
what? You migrated away.
I got up and left.
It's the same thing with it, same as with the date.
I'm quite good at it now.
With it, yeah.
Because I sit at the end and if there's... You don't even have to say anything. That's the greatest part about it. You just go like that and go.
Would you surprise us one day by doing that to us here?
No, I wouldn't
So
do that. I
good.
wouldn't do that. I've been blocking lots of people. I think there's a big thing in my life at the minute of reducing. You know, like a good stock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever cooked carrots in a good stock like that?
I've had fantastic. Like, I know what you mean though. I've never done it.
Clint Boone's wife once told me this carrot recipe, which
Clint who?
blew my socks off. Clint Boone's wife. You need a big spoon and 40 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
I'll be the big spoon. You know what I mean? It won't take me 40 minutes.
Oh no! One of the guys in the room was like, "Oh, you big spoon or little spoon?" Like being a lad joking. I said, "Oh, I'll fuck you."
No.
And that
Wait
was
a-
one of the first things I said to them.
It's a balanced equilibrium now.
To be fair, that is hilarious.
And I didn't say there was like 7 lads, but there was this one guy who was a master's philosophy student, and he wore a
Robe.
white linen suit,
Yeah.
and he brought a suit bag with
So he
him.
dressed like a philosophy student.
Yeah, and he wore glasses, and he was reading this book about
hat on at all times.
Well, he looked like Hannibal Lecter in the second one, where he's like going around
Receding
Rome.
hairline,
Yeah.
but like thick
There's a
hair.
second Hannibal Lecter.
And the first conversation him and this other guy had in the room, the first conversation was someone bringing up Andrew Tate, and then the philosopher guy going, "No, I don't think that's right. I don't agree with him because I've seen it firsthand because I'm a teacher and it really ruins these little boys' lives." That was the first conversation they had, and then the lads went out to party. Yeah, because he's like 26, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to look into moving rooms."
Yeah.
And I said, "All right." Okay.
Why couldn't you get along with him? Because you like the idea of knowledge and learning and being a bit more existential, and he's a little bit older.
He was very much of the group zeitgeist, and I was very much of the I go down, have a boiled egg, continental breakfast. And I kept saying to these Dutch boys, they kept pushing in the queue, and I said, "Excuse me, the queue starts here. Get to the back of the queue."
Nice.
And because I was having none of it. I was
It
having
sounds
none of it in
like-
Kings. It's St Pancras that started.
Sounds like
Please,
a real having none
before-
of it holiday for you.
Before we get into what is on the breakfast,
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this. Right. Let me set a scene. You wake up in a hotel.
Yeah.
Someone else booked it.
A hostel.
Okay. You go down for breakfast. You know breakfast included.
yeah.
Continental breakfast.
Yeah.
There is no bacon. There is no hash brown,
No.
sausage, fried egg.
No.
There's none of it. Joe, what are you having in a continental setting?
I'm expecting meats and cheeses.
Yes.
I'm expecting a toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, and I know you said there's no bacon or sausage, but I might expect.
Are you salivating?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
He
I
is.
might expect a boiled egg.
Yes, I could see it.
Can you see it?
I could see it.
Then you get some
I'm
loaves.
gonna award you 25 points for that because
So-
boiled eggs was like a feature of the breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, it was in like a cauldron.
So what's on your plate, Joe, on a continental breakfast?
Probably just meat.
Is it?
And if the toaster machine's that good, I'd make a cheese and meat sandwich
Oh yeah, that's nice.
and dip it in a boiled egg.
Someone was
going-
arguing against that in the morning. I didn't want a sandwich. I don't want a fucking sandwich in the morning.
Well,
You want a
it's the
fucking sandwich in the morning?
Can I-
To be
What were you
fair,
gonna say,
I have
Ethan?
taken the piss out of her. She did drive me home when I got stranded at Piccadilly on the way back.
What is underrated at the kind of European breakfasts is the quality of the jam and the crusty bread
Oh, that's a
usually.
good point.
A
You
good,
make a great point.
a good jam.
Because I tell you what, you might see there. You might see an apricot jam that you probably wouldn't see in England.
There was no jam.
You might see a
What?
lingonberry jam, depending on where we
No,
are.
there was no jam.
You might see fruits of the forest.
But aren't we famous for being the best jams?
There was no jam.
That's a good. Yeah, the
In Britain,
underground.
aren't we famous for being the best at jams?
I don't know if we're famous for it. We do a good jam.
There
We're
was
famous.
there
Yeah,
was
we
no
know
jam.
there was no jams
Well,
there.
acknowledge that I said there was no jams.
Okay.
Tell you what there was though. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there?
I will,
Was there?
We know
was
it
there
will. There's no
mini?
jams.
Was there mini cartons of Nutella that I take back and just finger at the side?
Little glass ones.
No, but I will raise you. In the hostel kitchen for people, there were 5 pots of big Nutellas.
That's good.
Off-brand Nutellas.
I tell you what they absolutely love in Europe as well. You cannot move for Baby Bell in Europe.
Ooh.
Especially the
No,
French-speaking Europe.
no.
You joking?
Did it have Baby Bell?
There'll be croissants, 100%.
No, there wasn't croissants.
What did they have?
Boiled eggs, toast,
Yeah.
bread. A long baguette that there was no gloves for or a utensil, just a long piece of baguette and a knife that everyone went and there was nothing to hold it with, so everyone was putting their hand on the bread and cutting a bit
That's
off.
a bit rank, innit?
Yeah, I
I'll
did
do
do that
that.
as well. And so I got that, a couple of boiled eggs. What are you looking at? Cheese, some salami pieces, then
Yeah.
butter. But the plates were really hot, so if you spread some butter on your plate, it would immediately turn to oil.
Ooh.
Or melted
That's not a
butter.
good thing.
Ooh, that's
It is a
exciting.
good
Turn
thing.
tomato butter.
It's
a good thing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to put salami on my plate after I put the butter. Butter is the first thing in the section. So you've got a pool of butter on your plate at which to put other things on. It's
How
not,
hot is
it's not
this
a good
plate?
foundation. It's not.
I'm
big-
not having it that it's that
the
hot that
man-
it melts the butter instantly.
It's very hot. The man in the Bible couldn't build his house on sand or something.
Something.
Or something like that.
And
yeah.
that was the same with me in Brussels. I couldn't build the foundation of my breakfast on a hot plate of butter. But then the kids would sit somewhere else and I'd sit on my own in the corner.
Would the teachers or the tutors say anything to you?
Yeah, they tried to speak to me, but one of them was intolerable to speak to, so I tried to walk
Was
away
that
from her
because
quite quickly.
because he was constantly shagging that girl?
He must have been shagging that girl.
No.
There's no other reason why she would stay. He was very attractive. He looked French.
We
very
can't. We haven't
annoying.
named anyone, have we?
No.
Apart from
Don't.
one of them.
absolutely don't.
And I just walked around. I went to this nice place where an old woman, had a restaurant, and she would go to the market in the morning and then cook you whatever she found in the market that day,
That's nice.
which is lovely. But I couldn't pay on my phone at the end, and I couldn't speak French. And it was an international transfer, so I had to do the IBNS number something on NatWest. And she was like, "Can't you go to a card machine?" I was like, "I haven't brought my card with me." So I only had my phone, which was kind of
That's on
that
you,
was, that
isn't
was
it?
miscalculated from my
So then
end.
what happened?
Well, I got through on NatWest, and I sent her an apology note on NatWest.
And the money?
Yes.
Oh, just the apology note, I thought.
And then I
You
walked
look
back,
cheeky saying this, by the way.
and because it felt terrible, and I was like this. I did that.
Oh, the international
the international.
side.
Yeah,
no,
got
no
away
one
with
laughed.
it. Oh,
no,
no
one
one
laughed.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
What does she cook you?
The old tough crowd.
Some kind of Swiss chard, pea puree, couscous, like orange peel in the couscous. Very nice.
Wasn't it?
And like a very OT chocolate cake at the end. I felt very clean. I felt very...
Wasn't it? Joe hated all of that, didn't
Yeah.
he?
What?
Swiss
Couscous?
chard,
She looked at me, she looked me
couscous,
up and
pea
down.
Puree.
Pea puree, Sam with.
OT chocolate.
Becky got
That's
the
not
pea
good.
the pea hype when it was going to replace avocado. Do you remember that? Do you remember there was a big drive to get the pea boys to replace avocado?
No, I don't remember that.
It's because
Tell me.
avocados become too expensive. So this one chef went, make it with peas.
Mate,
Blend
what
it
was
some-
peas?
Avocado
On
smashed. Yeah. Smash up some peas, put some olive oil in it, put some salt, pepper, chili flakes.
Mushy peas on toast.
We did it once and it was very good.
Crushed
Was it?
peas on toast doesn't sound that bad, actually. Why has anyone ever thought about that?
Someone
yeah.
did. It had its 5 minutes of fame and then it's disappeared.
Did everyone reject it?
Apart from this lady, she's doing it at her place.
In Brussels, yeah, very good. What
So-
else happened?
Oh.
I bought a good present.
Brilliant.
Did you? You brought us presents.
No, you present.
What each? What? What do you mean?
Well, I ran out of money, as I keep telling everyone. So I bought Joe and Lizzie some weird chocolates.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't tell Lizzie she got some. You can just open them now.
I mean, expensive weird
Oh
chocolates.
wow.
Whoa, yeah, get them out.
You didn't run out of money for no reason, did you, big boy? Look
No.
at this.
So let's see what they are, Joe. Get them out.
I mean, let everyone knows Belgian chocolate is up there with the Swiss.
It's amazing.
It's meant to be some of the best stuff.
I thought about
Dom,
you two.
this is lovely,
Yeah,
mate.
if there's 3, we'll just have one.
Well, Lizzie needs one.
Yeah.
Lizzie doesn't know this is happening.
She'll watch the poddy.
Does she?
Look at this.
I thought about you two, but
Oh,
unfortunately...
Why did you have to say, Lizzie? Why didn't you say, "Oh, I've got something for the podcast now"? I'll try one.
Because
No, that's
Lizzie
simple.
famously buys me things.
Lizzie gets us some stuff all the time.
Famously. How many's in there?
Oh!
What did you open?
There was quite a few.
If there's 4, we'll all have one each and give one to Lizzie.
Oh, there's more than 4. Yeah, I get you.
I want a chocolate.
Joe, do you want a chocolate?
Keep it to Brussels.
What the fuck? I mean, it is a present for Lizzie and Joe.
This is beautiful.
You're making that up.
Dom, this
What
is
do you mean?
beautiful.
This is a bit.
This is one of the most delicious looking boxes of chocolate I've ever seen. It's like
It would look
do you know what
nice if
it
you
reminds me
fuck the open of
of? It reminds me of the one that Miss Trunchbull has. Yes, she's got a little chocolate box. Right.
good for
Joe,
children.
you can have this one.
What is it?
It's a hazelnut
But
chocolate.
I think you won't like it, though.
Why?
Ethan,
You downgrade
whatever that
my
is, this
palate
is
like you
yours.
won't
I don't
believe.
downgrade your
Don't
palate.
throw it. How much is it per chocolate?
Quite
Stand up.
expensive. Please don't throw it.
Stand up.
Please catch it.
He's got good at.
He didn't catch that at all.
So this is like unbelievable chocolate. How much was for this bit there? How much was it?
Apparently, they taste unusual.
Is it? It's not weed, is it?
No, it's
Oh,
not
it's
weed.
not, is it?
No, it's not weed.
Promise?
Brussels is not famous for weed.
That's true.
What was your unusual taste?
Huh?
Oh.
Wait, what is it?
Nothing.
Wait.
It's like they're all full of ricin. Every one of
Have you
them.
poisoned us? Oh, that's delicious, Dom.
Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
And on behalf
Mine was a
of
bit
Lizzie,
nutty.
Well, there were 2 hazelnuts on there.
there were 2 whole visible hazelnuts. Do you think that could explain why it was a little bit nutty?
What I'm thinking to myself, did they not know like ratios over there?
All in all, it was a good trip.
Brilliant.
And there's nowhere near enough cheese on there, was there? Joe?
Can I bring up something you mentioned during the thing about space?
What space?
You mentioned the
women in
ladies that went
space.
into space.
Can I just mention one thing before we go on? I know I've talked a lot about myself. Is that my section? Oh, that's fine then.
Dom's diaries.
I'm feeling very bloated and very kind of ill, and I think it's because I've eaten a lot of salt today.
Yeah. What, have you had like a salty meal or something?
No, I've been eating crystals of salt.
Are you a horse?
From a bag.
That's what a horse would do, isn't it, really?
What, goat? I've heard those Ibericus goats lick salt stones.
Yeah, well, they often will put a little salt lick in a horse's stable.
Well, I haven't
What
been doing
for?
that.
What?
What for?
Well, they sweat a lot when they're riding.
Well, that must be me.
When they're neighing. Did you
When
know?
I've been
neighing.
sweating a lot in my bed. So,
So you've been losing a lot of salt, so you're just licking
well,
salt
I've been
out of a
putting salt
bag.
on my table and then
Table
getting a
salt?
dab and then putting it in my mouth.
Is it salt?
Is that when
You're dabbing salt raw on your table.
And when
When I
you
look-
saw the word table salt, did you think it must be administered via a table?
When I looked online, it said you're only allowed 1 tablespoon of salt a day, and I must have eaten maybe a cup full of salt.
No, you haven't.
Well, my side hurts, and I'm thinking,
What are
could
you
that
doing,
be?
Dom?
You've had a
Dom,
cup full of
you're
salt.
a person, right, Dom? You're a person that is very aware of your cravings and your, let's say, isms.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
I do give in to them a lot.
You do, but you're also someone that tracks it and watches it and monitors it. Alcohol is a big one, of course, and is what I'm getting.
Yes.
Your addictions, perhaps.
Yes.
How is it a person like you could eat somewhere in the region of 4 or 5 tablespoons of salt?
Oh, much more than that.
Yeah. How?
What do you mean?
How could you do that, knowing how unhealthy that is?
Oh, very easily.
Why?
You have the cheek sometimes to sit here and slag me off for being thick, and then you come.
I
to the,
don't.
you
People
come to the
misconstrue
podcast-
that. I don't.
You come
like,
to the podcast and you say you dab raw salt from the table and just gum it like you're going to park
That's
life.
the action of someone that has been.
I may
terminally hurt
judge
in the
people a
head.
lot, and I may call you thick sometimes. But that doesn't mean to say I don't think of myself as one of the most idiotic people I've
Do
ever
you balance
come
it
across.
out with pepper?
No. I've been getting back into raps, I must admit.
Oh
Surely-
no, not the rap.
No, Dom, you're right. You had your near-death experience, and what? You changed.
I told you this was going to happen.
I know.
It was the inevitable fall of man. They had it good in the Garden of Eden, but Adam just had to get the apple, didn't he?
So you think you?
I've got original sin, Joe. That's what it is.
Everyone has.
And I went to the cathedral in Brussels, or church, and they were singing Agnus Dei. But you know
Who's
what it
that?
was? I cried listening to
They
it.
in the Jackson 5.
I was crying listening to it, and then I realised it wasn't the choir boys singing. They just had it on the tannoy.
Just on the tape.
Good.
So you did.
Why, boys? Let's go back to space.
Go on.
Would we all go as a 4?
No.
Oh, in those blue suits, Katy Perry style.
Amazon's called. They love the pod. Love the pod.
Have they?
No.
Oh.
But they reckon they could send us up to space, launch from like Macclesfield somewhere, get us up 11
Near
minutes
Jodrell Bank, probably.
near Jodrell Bank so they can see it. 11 minutes I'm saying yeah.
I'm doing it.
I'm fucking
No,
doing it.
no.
I'll do that.
No.
But it's not actual space, you know.
Do you think I could make my
Say that
rats in
again?
space?
It's not real space.
Where is it? Is this a
So-
conspiracy?
No, I think you don't leave the Earth's orbit. You go to sort of the edge of like one of the bits of sky.
Why
So this is a high plane.
Yeah,
why did they do that? What's the point?
because it's higher and it's a better view and higher than you could ever go commercially.
Great, everything's just about...
Is it the ozone layer?
You're taking the piss.
The ozone layer. There's nothing much left. Isn't that all going away?
Going away.
You know,
I think it is.
So they went to
No,
check
it's
out.
not.
So it was Katy Perry went to see
Stop.
if the ozone layer's gone.
it's not the ozone layer. There's a fucking E on the end of it. It's ozone for starters.
I've told you this. When sometimes I'm just sat down and I zone out.
Ozone out?
Ozone out. Or if I'm like a real bad dream, a recurring bad dream, I'm just sat talking in a room and I'm just floating away and I'm floating away and everything I know and love is there and it's gone further, 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 further and I'm like seeing stars and everything past and the fear of just being not here anymore.
What's this?
That's one of his recurring dreams. He just said that.
And I've had this before when I'm just sitting down on FIFA before, and I just got caught in this trance, so I just kept going, and further, and further, and further, and further, and I couldn't stop myself out loud.
And for just 250 grand, you can have that dream nightmare come true.
Honestly, it wasn't like I was real anymore.
What are you pulling a face for? This is the sort of shit we have to listen to from you on a regular basis.
Regular? I'm not on here regularly.
You are every Friday. That's
yeah.
regular.
That isn't. Regular like clockwork, as they say. Even
Why would you not go to space? For free?
Well, I don't know. I went to Brussels for free and that wasn't worth it.
You said you enjoyed the trip. Overall, good trip.
Yeah, it was too much.
But Joe, they don't have cassoulet in space.
Yeah, they don't.
No. What
would you like to do in the 11 minutes that you're floating?
Are you floating?
Yeah, you float a bit. What would you like to do for the 11 minutes?
I check out what could float.
What?
I like where this is going.
Jizzy.
Possibly.
Yes.
No,
Depends on
no,
if someone else is there.
no.
Do you think
yeah,
that-
well, I'll be honest. Someone else is there because you know at least us three are there.
Do you reckon the pressure needed to do it in 11 minutes with other people about would spook you?
Here's a question. On this...
Answer mine
on this
first.
Well, I'm answering it with another speculation.
I like that.
Because on the Brussels trip, you have a room of 8 people, 8 boys.
It's Brussels.
Stop saying boys.
Boys.
One of them was a philosophy teacher.
Well, 8 thinking boys.
Yeah.
Don't say 8 thinking boys. That feels even worse.
And there becomes a need to relieve oneself.
Great.
So where does one do it?
Toilet.
The philosophy boy was in there quite a lot.
Oh, not in the boy.
No,
I'd go out for my 30,000 step walk.
See, but he can't,
I'd
but
come
he
back
can't always
to
have
rest,
been in the toilet.
and he's there. Yeah, but if I go into the toilet for a prolonged period of time, someone knows. But then again, me thinking about that, he used to go to the toilet for some prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he was doing.
And you hadn't worked that out at the time.
What do you think gets a philosophy teacher off?
Well, he was reading a book about like squid fetuses.
Christ.
They don't even do books about that.
You'd be surprised.
So
think
you'd
you'd be
flick to the
surprised.
middle of that book, see if there's any photos.
Yeah, like one of those things like the fold downs.
Yeah, it's just tentacle, 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 tentacle.
People are into
Christ.
tentacles, you know.
I know. Absolutely vile.
Would you go to space? Would you try and jizz in 11 minutes?
No, I wouldn't try and jizz in space.
Could you do it in 11 minutes?
Yes, I can do it in maybe 30 seconds.
11 minutes. That's not an accomplishment. That's
In space, floating.
no. Obviously, no. I don't want to do
What
it
way
there.
up would you do it?
There is no way up, is there? Up is a construct.
You know, relativity, I finally got it the other day when someone explained it.
Okay,
Because
explain it to us.
nowhere is like the centre of anything. So, like, distance is just relative.
Yeah.
Cool, that, isn't it?
So I am running the marathon on Sunday.
No, that's not that kind of distance.
Relative, innit?
What do you mean?
Cheers, on. Right then.
Relative to someone who's not doing a quarter of a marathon, you may be doing a
It's
marathon.
mental, by the way. So Joe obviously is quite a funny person, and he'll say things that he knows are funny, And obviously, part of like him running the marathon is knowing that it winds me up to say that he's running the marathon.
God.
But he tells people who don't know he's trying to be funny that he is running a marathon. I saw him do it on Saturday and Friday. You were talking to people, telling them that they were running a marathon. They weren't getting the joke. And then you just moved on. So they think you're literally running fucking 26 miles.
I want people there by the finish line when I finish in 4 hours going, fucking hell, it was quick.
Yeah. But you're lying to people.
I'm not lying. I'm
Joe,
doing the marathon. He just said distance is relative.
Yeah, well then we all do it then.
Congratulations.
No.
But there'll be one person here next Friday wearing a marathon medal.
I know you keep
and
saying
will
that.
it be you?
Isn't that like Stolen
Will
Valor?
it be you?
It's a bit like Stolen
It might
Valor,
be
isn't
me.
it?
It might be
I
you.
can pop mine on.
It's me.
I wouldn't run a marathon. I wouldn't attempt to run a quarter of a marathon like you were doing. Even if you give me £100,000, maybe I would.
Yeah, you would. Right then, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the Sloppy Joes podcast. We'll see you on Tuesday, where it is the group of death in the Sloppy Joes World Cup.
What we
Cheesy
got?
garlic bread, coffee, spicy chicken burger, duck pancakes.
Blimey, nailed
all
that.
head to head.
Blimey.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye. Wave, John.
All right.
And Ethan.
As well, please.
What was your role in the advert, John? What did you...
Some maitre d' person.
Head chicken, I heard.
Doesn't matter anymore, does it?
Would you have preferred to play the cock?
Why are you making cheap jokes at my expense and genuinely at my expense that I'm
No,
not getting expenditure?
because why would you want to play a chicken? Because that's a female
I'm not
chicken.
playing a chicken! Why would I be playing a chicken?
So I'm thinking more, would you like to be the cock? In the situation. If you got an opportunity where the cock was paid, let's say the cock was paid £1,000
What
more.
on earth? are you
£1,000
talking- If I was to
less
put- what,
than the
just
chicken.
an actual cock?
No, the cockerel.
Yes, I'd play a cockerel if it was £1,000 more.
Less.
If so, well, no. Why would I? If it was playing a giant penis and they paid me thousands of pounds, I'd still fucking do it. Oh, yeah.